What's up all the people on the internet? My name is Malta and this is DailyPlus. Hello everyone once again and welcome back to DailyPlus, your favorite show about everything Eurovision. So in case you haven't noticed yet, this weekend was the big weekend for all Junior Eurovision fans, as we saw the grand final of the Junior Eurovision Song Contest 2015 this Saturday. So of course the show today is going to be a lot about that. But we do also have a little bit of Eurovision news and we have the Song of the Week. So let us get started. And what better way to start than taking a look at the winner of this year's Junior Eurovision Song Contest? Because like I mentioned, the show took place this Saturday in Sofia in Bulgaria. And the winner with 185 points was Destiny from Malta with her song Not My Soul. Of course, we have to say a big congratulations here from esc-plus to Destiny and all of Malta for their second victory in 2 years. Not only that, but of course also a big congratulations to Bulgaria and the whole team on BNT for producing such an amazing show. The Junior Eurovision is definitely getting bigger and bigger every year. It's been growing massively since 2013. And with this big and amazing show, EBU has definitely set a whole new standard when it comes to Junior Eurovision. So who knows, maybe thanks to Malta, who definitely stepped up the game last year, they might be able to step up the game once more next year if they choose to host the show in Malta again. So far that is not known, but we will most likely know within the coming months. Not only did Destiny and Malta won this year's Junior Eurovision, but the song is actually the highest scoring act in the Junior Eurovision ever. With the 185 points, this is the most point a song has ever gotten on the Junior Eurovision, beating the previous top scorer, which was the winning song in 2004, Spain. Now in Junior Eurovision, we don't only talk about the first place, we also talk about the second and the third place. On second place we saw Mika from Armenia, and on third place we saw Lina from Slovenia. Let's take a look at those songs as well. Both artists were also giving a small trophy, as in the Junior Eurovision they award trophies to both the first, second and third place winners. This is the second year in a row that Armenia is in top 3, as they got third place last year with Betty and People of the Sun. And Slovenia got their best Eurovision position ever, as a third place is the best thing Slovenia has ever done in both the Junior Eurovision and the Adult Eurovision. So of course also big congratulations from all of us at esc-plus to Mika and Lina. The Junior Eurovision Song Contest 2015 was definitely a wonderful show, and I really do hope that every one of you watching this enjoyed the show just as much as we did. Once again, a big round of applause to both EBU and BNT, the Bulgarian broadcaster, for putting on this year's amazing show. Now, whether or not these was the right winners, that's not something I want to get into. However, we did have a poll going on over at you.esc-plus.com to find out who you thought was gonna win. And the big winner on our poll, that was Slovenia. Slovenia was definitely one of the fan favorites coming into this contest, winning many of these online polls. And with the third place that Lina managed to get, I think all of Slovenia can be very proud of what their little star has done in Sofia this year. But of course also a big congratulations to Lina for winning our online poll. If you want the full results of our online poll, you can check that out at our website esc-plus.com. We're moving a bit away from the Junior Eurovision now because we do have a little bit of Eurovision news. And one of the biggest stories this week have definitely come from Germany. Because a few days ago the broadcaster RID and NDR announced that Xavier Nadun would be the singer for Germany. Now this singer is a very controversial act, and the news ended up spreading a massive amount of criticism, not only online but also from inside of NDR. Now unfortunately that meant that Germany had to pull out Xavier, and now no longer has an act for next year's Eurovision. RID has said that they are currently in the works of trying to figure out how they now want to pick their entry for next year, but of course controversy like this is not a good thing when it comes to Eurovision, and Germany saw it as bad publicity if they chose to let Xavier sing for their country. This is not the first time that there's been controversy about Germany in the Eurovision. This year Andreas, who originally won Unser Song for Österreich, said during the live final that he was not interested in participating in the Eurovision. Therefore he let Anne-Sophie, who came second in the national final, to go on to represent Germany in Eurovision, and unfortunately we all know how that went. Speaking of controversy, another thing a lot of people have been talking about this week is that the EBU has announced that Australia will be back in Eurovision next year. Australia took part for the very first time this year as part of the 60 years anniversary. Back then it was told that Australia would only be in one-off thing and that they wouldn't return return to the contest unless they won. Now Australia didn't win this year, but EBU has decided to bring them back anyway. Not all fans are happy about this decision though, with a lot of people talking about, well, Australia isn't in Europe, and a lot of people are also fearing that this will now become World Vision, and that more countries outside of Europe will start taking part in Eurovision. What are your thoughts about Australia and Eurovision? We would like to know down in the comments below, but please try to keep a nice tone. And finally, we got some news from our favorite Eurovision loving country, Sweden, because they have announced the host for next year's Melodifestivalen. Gina Dirawi is the big host for the show, as she will be hosting all the contests. However, she will have a different co-host for each show. Petra Mede, Charlotte Parelli, Henrik Schyffert, Sarah Dawn Finer, Peter Jöback and Ola Salon, and William Spets will all be part of the hosting team for next year's Melodifestivalen. Melodifestivalen is one of the biggest national finals in Eurovision, so it's no wonder that SVT, the Swedish broadcaster, is putting as much effort as they can into making the show even better every single year. Not only that, but Sweden will of course also be hosting the Eurovision in May in Globen in Stockholm. As I mentioned before, the Junior Eurovision season is officially over. And that also means that the Eurovision season is over, at least until February next year, because that's when most of the national finals will be held. But of course, if you just cannot get enough Eurovision, or you maybe haven't seen all the things that we covered during this year's Junior Eurovision, well then of course remember to check the YouTube channel you are on right now. We have a bunch of interviews and a bunch of exclusive clips from all this week in Sofia, and of course we also have clips from last year's show in Malta, and of course clips from the big Eurovision in Vienna and Austria earlier this year. So if you just cannot get enough Eurovision and you don't want to wait until another big show comes along, well then you can always stay up to date on our channel and watch all our old clips back to keep being in the Eurovision mood. Alright, now it's time for the song of the week. And I thought, you know what, I don't think any of us has gotten enough of this song yet. And I feel like it's very appropriate to play this song during this very special DailyPlus episode. So here we go, here's this year's Junior Eurovision winner. It's Malta, it's Destiny, and Not My Soul. I hope you are enjoying this song just as much as I am. And hopefully it means we will go back to Malta next year. As you all know, Malta hosted the Junior Eurovision last year and did a spectacular job at it. Well, there you go. That was all I have for DailyPlus this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to leave a like and a favorite, and click subscribe button to stay up to date with all our latest Junior Eurovision and Eurovision clips. And even though Junior Eurovision and Eurovision season is over, if you still want to stay up to date with some of the news that will be coming out, then remember to check our website esc-plus.com. We post all the latest news and we try to get it out as soon as it comes. And if you want some more things from me, you can check out my show #Pigtails. It's a really fun show and I love doing it, so check that out if you want some more stuff from me. But that's all I have for now. See you next time!